Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of GoGetEmSports Live. I'm your host, Adam Danis. My co-host, Shane Williamson, will be joining us shortly. Today, we got, of course, NFL Week 2. You guys are going to get our best bets, best leans right here, right now on GoGetEmSports Live. Before we start today's show, I'd like to announce our two sponsors for the show, of course. First one being PickCity.com, where they have a pick for you in every game, every league. They be covered at PickCity.com. Our second sponsor being Wager Attack. Hit my boy on Twitter or Instagram and tell him Go Get 'Em sent you. You'll get a 125% free play bonus on your first deposit and a free bottle of wine sent to your door. All right, guys, let's get going here. I'm going to welcome my boy Shane Williamson back into the show. What's going on, buddy?
Let's go.
Week two. Got a whole slate to cover here.
Before we talk about this, I need to address what happened on Thursday because as a Giants fan, I am appalled. I am disgusted, irritated. Daniel Jones gives you the best game in his career, arguably, and
you find a way to lose.
So many things go wrong. Like the hold that wasn't a hold on the Daniel Jones 50-yard rushing touchdown. Then Slayton drops a fucking gimme in the end zone. And then Dexter Lawrence goes off sides when Dustin Hopkins doinks the game winner. Disgusting. But yeah,
that's what you got. That's what you got for being a Giants fan, buddy.
I don't want to hear it. We have the worst record since 2017, but if the season ended today, we'd have picks 1 and 3 in the draft.
Nice. Hey.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna hold up.
Only get better from there, right, dude? So, all right, let's hop into the slate real quick. Sorry. Saints Panthers first game, divisional rivalry game. Saints blew out the Packers for week 1. They head to Carolina for the week 2 matchup against Sam Darnold. What do you see in this game, buddy?
I see everybody overreacting to the Saints because they destroyed the Packers. Winston only threw for 140 yards because the defense just kept turning the ball over.
He got good field position every single time he had the ball. And of course he's gonna use it to his advantage, which he did a good job, and he did throw for 5 touchdowns. But he threw for 140, 7 yards. Take a chill pill with this man, please. Let him play, man. Let him show us what he actually has. This week will be the test. If he comes out here and throws for 280 plus, 2+ touchdowns, less than 2 picks, then we can start talking. But dude, let's settle down a little bit with the Saints team.
I also think people are underreacting to the Panthers team just because their game with the Jets was close. The scoreboard is not indicative of how close that game was. The Panthers had control for the majority of the game. It's not going to show it because it was a 5-point game at the end. But this offense could be something disgusting if they actually get people involved. Like Robbie Anderson only had like one catch last week. Like if he gets more involved, him and DJ Moore could be the dynamic duo they were last year with Teddy Bridgewater, who's not really a guy that takes shots down the field.
Yep.
And then you have Christian McCaffrey back, who just does everything. He almost went for 100 and 100 last week. Like casually, like it didn't even seem like it was like him just being force fed. It was just McCaffrey doing McCaffrey things. Got a lot of young pieces on that defense. The Saints are going to be without a few people because Lattimore is not going to be playing this week because he had surgery on his thumb, I believe. And then Davenport isn't going to be there. This game's going to be closer than I think what most people think, even though the spread is at 3.
Yeah, man. We talked about this last week. Like these 3.5-point spreads are so tricky. We saw last week with the Bengals-Vikings game. Obviously, went the other way that we had. The Bengals ended up winning in overtime, but 3.5. Cardinals 3.5. There's one other game I can't think of, but these games are basically pick'em games, and people don't realize that. Like they're giving 3.5 points to usually the home favorite, right? So that's usually like the Giants game. The Giants game should have been a pick'em game, but they gave Washington 3 points or 3.5 points because of their home. They're the home team, and the teams are so equal. But like this week, you got the obviously Saints Panthers 3.5. I don't know, man. I think the Panthers win the game. I've been honest since yesterday. You convinced me that the Saints team is not really what everyone thinks they are right now. I think we have to settle down on the hype train real quick on Jameis Winston. I'm rolling with the Panthers today. I think they win. They win the home opener, and they get to 2-0.
The Saints also going to be without a couple coaches because of the COVID situation. Could cause some problems. Get us in that. Right, yeah, easy plug. Next game. Let's run it.
Texans Browns. Browns huge favorites today. I think it's up to 14 yet.
I think it's at 13.5 still.
13.5. So let's make it 14. All right. Do I think Baker Mayfield can cover a 14-point spread?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Tyrod Taylor looked pretty good last week. I know it's against the Jaguars. I get it. But one thing about Tyrod Taylor, I've been saying this for a long time now, he does not turn the ball over. He's going to hold you to 4 downs. He's going to get you to wherever you got to go. Wherever you got to go. It's the kicker's problem if they can't kick a field goal. But he is not going to turn the ball over to the other team. It's just not going to happen. So I think 14 points is a lot for Baker to cover that. So I don't know. I think a lot of teasers are bringing the Browns down to 7. I would tease the line up to the Texans up to. I mean, if you get to 21 or 20, lock that in. I just don't see them. I don't see the Browns really taking it to them today.
No, the Browns are not really good at home when it comes to spreads, at least. And this Texans team has at least 30 free agent or people that they signed in free agency, like guys just like stumbling together onto a team. They got like a huge chip on their shoulder, and they showed it last week. They dropped damn near 40.
They got a mojo going.
Yeah, I think they're all more motivated, and they have a rookie or I guess a rookie head coach because he's first time head coaching, who was already on the hottest seat in the league going into week 1, which was ridiculous in my opinion.
If you guys don't feel comfortable taking a 14-point spread with the Texans, I'd say another good bet for the Texans is a team total 17.5. I think they scored 3 touchdowns here today. Maybe one in garbage time at the end of the game. But if you don't feel like putting points up against Texans and up against Baker Mayfield, I think team total wise would be a good play for you guys.
Now, everybody thought this Texans team was going to be the worst team in the league. Now,
I mean, we'll see. Again,
overreaction.
Still the hype train a little bit. It's week 2. We'll see what goes on. The Browns could come out here and win by 40. That's how bad the Texans are. We'll see. I don't think it happens today. I think Browns kind of settle down after the first half and coast through it with Chubb and Hunt. Next game we got, interesting game. I am staying away from. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to look at it. I'm not betting on it. Bengals at the Bears, a revenge game for Andy Dalton. I said this morning in one of my spaces on Twitter, if you guys are up and watching. You have to be somewhat good to have a revenge game, okay? You have to be a good quarterback to have a revenge game.
He's taking the Bengals. No. Wait, let me speak. Let me speak.
No, let me
right
finish,
now.
damn it. So you can't say, oh, this is a revenge game for him when he sucks. Because he's going to be the same bullshitter he was last week. So if you need a sure bet, you want some money for some pizza today, place it on Andy Dalton throwing a pick at like minus 170. I'll give you the money to place it, and you place it for me because, like, money. Absolute money. Guarantee he throws a pick today.
All right.
Revenge game, my ass.
All right. Calm down. First of all, he's taken the Bengals to the playoffs before. He's won that division with the Bengals before. Are you gonna? He wasn't playing bad then.
All right, Shane's muted for a little bit. I can't do it. Okay, I'm gonna go off for a minute because I'm fucking I can't take this bullshit Andy Dalton revenge game talk anymore, dude. He went there and didn't do jack shit. Period. You want to talk about a playoff appearance? Wow, great, wonderful. All right, your mic's still muted, buddy. You can't talk. So you want to call this a revenge game, right? Go ahead, take the Bears for some fucking reason that you want to take them today. Bengals win by 7+. Revenge game. I'll show you a revenge game.
All right. Okay. To play devil's advocate here, everybody's betting on the Bengals. So the only reason to bet Bears, and I wouldn't even go spread at that point, I would just go money line, is the fact that everybody's on this Bengals team. And we're talking about overhyped. They barely beat the Vikings, and how do we feel about the Vikings?
I mean, you thought they're the sleeper in the NFC, so you should talk about that.
Yeah, no, I think they're like.
Who are the Vikings, big guy? Who are the Vikings?
The Vikings are a team that's
because I'm pretty sure the Vikings just fucking fumbled the ball in overtime to win the game, and they decided, yeah, you know what, Bengals, you can have week 1. We'll go up against Kyler Murray in week 2 and try to get our first win.
I also think that people are thinking that the Bears played like absolute dog in week 1. I don't think they played that bad
because they're absolute dog.
No, I think they played better than what people are putting it out there.
Absolutely. Vikings are on my shit list 100%. 110%, dude.
The only problem with the Vikings is that they're one of the worst. They're like 0-8 against the spread. They're past like 8.
Awful, dude. It's just they have so much goddamn talent on that offense, man. It's just so sad. It's I don't know. But we'll move on. Next game we got. Yeah, another good game. Raiders, Steelers. All I gotta say is Steelers had a big win last week. Steelers come into this game with their season opener. Are you really gonna bet on the Steelers losing their home opener after beating the Bills like that? I'm not.
I don't think they lose, but that spread's suspect.
I think the Steelers cover today.
See, you said the Steelers had a big win. Let's not forget the Raiders just had a big win in overtime on Monday Night Football. Not a lot of people were expecting the Raiders to win that game, and they did.
Yeah, but it's Monday Night Football. John Gruden's good on Monday Night Football. Week 1, I don't know, dude. Ravens aren't what we think they are.
The history of Raiders-Steelers also points to it being a 3-point game because the last 4 times these teams have played, it's been a 3-point game.
Then make your pick here. What's your pick here?
I would lean Raiders in points. I also am very big on the under on this game because the Raiders are on a shorter week.
Here, I got a prop for you guys I found last night. Derek Carr under 280 passing.
I mean, that's very, very easy against the Steelers defense.
What? Another one. Henry Ruggs. First of all, dog meat. Second of all, under 44.5 receiving.
Henry Ruggs is not the number 1 on this team.
Henry Ruggs is the next Joe Ross.
John Ross?
John Ross. Sorry. You should know all about him. He's a big part of your offense now.
Yeah, he's like fifth string wide receiver.
Yeah. So I think Steelers cover. Shane has the Raiders covering the back door maybe at the end of the game. It's gonna be a good game, I think. I just think I'm not betting against Steelers in the home opener.
This is a big defense game.
Yeah, I think hard nose, running the ball up the middle. Like yeah, really great game. Work.
Hello? All right. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I'll just start talking. Bills at the Dolphins. Dolphins coming off a big win against the Patriots in a nail-biter, low-scoring game. The Bills losing to the Steelers because they looked like they had no offense whatsoever. The Steelers sat in coverage a lot against the Bills, and that kind of messed up with Josh Allen because Josh Allen succeeds the most when he's being blitzed. But the only problem is the Dolphins, all they do is blitz. They love blitzing the quarterback. They're probably top 3 in blitzing in the league, if I had to guess. So this is like a battle of it's a division battle. Usually it stays close besides that one time last year when Josh Allen kind of went nuclear against the Dolphins. That spread's scary. Again, 3.5, and it's a dog. Throughout the season, dogs against the spread are 14-3. So I don't know. I'm not touching that spread for anything.
Yeah, another game. Sorry, good stuff there for a minute. Another game I'm not touching today is this Bills-Dolphins game. I watched the Dolphins play live last week. I think they're a pretty good team. But the problem is with this team, or this game, I should say, is that, again, there's a lot of hype on how bad the Bills played. A lot of people are saying that Josh Allen's a fraud and blah, 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 blah. I would not be surprised if the Bills walk into Miami today and absolutely slaughter the Fins. Just because the Bills have that kind of offense where they can do that. But I think Tua controls the game. I think it's a low-scoring game. I think it's kind of a defensive battle that we thought. Run game, kind of like the Raiders Steelers game.
I don't know about run game because the Bills don't run the ball.
I think they're going to today because I think Xavier Howard's going to lock up Stephon Diggs. I think you're going to see a lot of cover too, like you saw against the Pats. I think this is going to be a low-scoring, tight football game. Not a lot of turnovers. Run down the clock. I see under 3 touchdowns in the first half. So I see a low-scoring game here today.
It's hard to tell. Both teams have good defenses, but both teams have dynamic pieces on offense. Like Jalen Waddle is going to see a lot of production, I think, today.
In slot, yeah, I think so. Yeah,
he can do it. He's that big play guy.
Another great game. So next game, I consider it to be the biggest trap game of the week. Rams Colts. Obviously a great game. I think this is on 4:00, correct? Or is this 1 o'clock?
That's a 1.
1 o'clock game. Probably the best 1 o'clock game in here. It's a bunch of good ones. This is probably my favorite one. The reason why I think it's a trap game. The Colts at home. Now, this, again, here we go with the 3.5 point spread bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Colts are at home. They're getting 3.5 from the Rams. Now, if you flip this and you put this in LA, this is a 6.5 point, 7 point spread, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So, are you taking the 6.5 point, 7 point spread in LA?
Probably.
Okay. So you should be betting on the Rams today.
Yeah, I would lean Rams in this case.
The problem is, why is it 3.5? Besides the home field advantage, which Indy is a home field advantage, great place to play, huge fan base, blah blah blah. Carson Wentz, does he show up today?
No.
I'm not betting on that. I'm not betting on Carson Wentz showing up against this great Rams front seven, and of course Jalen Ramsey up in the backfield.
So at left tackle today, the Colts are starting Eric Fisher, who's coming off of an ACL injury, and this is his first game back, and he might have to deal with Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
And then at receiver, Michael Pittman and Paris Campbell might not play.
Both subject to look at before the game today.
So if Zach Pascal, would be the number one, is being blanketed by Jalen Ramsey, who else are they going to throw to besides the running backs, who were the top 2 receivers last week for the Colts against the Seahawks?
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Wentz to have a good game today. I think, one, the pressure from Donald, and who's the other guy who had 3 sacks last game?
3 sacks? Ugh. A bunch of, is it Leonard Floyd?
No, not Floyd. Another lineman. I keep forgetting his name. He had like 2 sacks last week. I think they're going to cause some problems for that good solid offensive line, but just the left side scares me with Eric Fisher. First game back, boom, Aaron Donald in your fucking mouth. Like you're gonna have some problems.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
So I think his blind side's gonna be a little suspect. I think they run a lot of. I mean, I don't think Hines gets a lot of action today because of that. I think he's going to be in there blocking a lot of times. So I think Hines, if you want to talk about fantasy for a minute, I think Hines is not a play today. Taylor is not a play today at all, I don't think. I think that front 7 mauls him like a motherfucker. And then do you honestly play any of the wide receivers? Because if Michael Pittman and Pascal are out, you're leaving one guy for Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey's eating today, if that's the case. Who else are you going to throw to?
Jack Doyle.
No, I am not.
Mo Alley Cox.
Oh my god, dude. So if that's the case, if the Colts walk in today with that one receiver, this game is absolutely torched.
If those two don't play, then I think they're just going to put Nyheim Hines in the slot. They're going to have to.
If that's the case, the Colts lose by double digits easy.
That's why the lean's on the Rams. I would probably also lean the under because I don't see how the Colts score a lot of points.
Yeah. All right, next game I'm kind of 50-50 on. You're on a side already. Niners Eagles today. Jalen Hurts. First game in Philly this year. I mean, obviously everyone's hyping him up because of the Falcons game, but is the Falcons. What do you see today?
All right, so a big thing going into this game was Niners injuries, right? Their defensive line's banged up, yada, yada. Already got confirmation that the 2 defensive linemen, Armstead and Kinlaw, are playing today. Or they should be playing today as long as there's no setbacks in, pregame. As it comes to, the Eagles in week 2, 2 very contradicting statistics here. So they're 5-2 in home opener since 2014. However, they have not won a game in week 2 since 2014. So very conflicting. I think this spread, I think if it was week 1, I think the Niners are 7-point favorites. I think people might be overreacting because the Eagles beat down on the Falcons and the Falcons offensive line and defense as a whole is suspect. This could be a big run-heavy game for the Niners, as it usually is. Keep the pressure off of Jimmy Garoppolo as much as possible. With the plethora of running backs that they have. Eagles, I don't know if their offense is going to have the same impact because of the Niners pass rush that can get in there. The over-under on this game is at 50. I don't know. It could go either the offenses go nuclear and can't stop because both secondaries suck, or it's low because the pressure that's getting in from the Niners.
Yeah. We talked about Jalen Hurts rushing yards prop. It jumped to 5 points last night. I don't know, man. I'm just, this is one of those games where I'm so 50-50 on everything.
I'm on the Niners.
I think Jalen Hurts come in here and whoop these boys' asses. That's Devontae
Smith's
what
everybody wants, though, because it's
Devontae Smith's going to have a hell of a game. I think the tight ends have a hell of a game. I think Goddard goes for a touchdown or 2. Now the problem is,
Fred Warner?
Yeah. Do I think Jalen Hurts runs the ball? So you and I talked about this last night. His rushing attempts were at 7.5. I think it goes over, but I think his rushing yards go under. And this is why. Their linebacker core is pretty good. You obviously Fred Warner, right? They are down on linebacker. But I think the guys still there have a pretty good idea of what Jalen Hurts wants to do and how to stop him. So I think his rushing attempts over could be a play, but his rushing yards could be under.
Well, yeah, at first we had his rushing yards as a play because it was like 40-something, but then it jumped all the way to like 51. Like, that's a little...
Which is weird because, like, obviously those injuries came back as they're playing. So you would think the number would drop a little bit to like 42, 40, but it actually went up to 51. So now I'm leaning the under on that because I think he runs the ball. Not runs the ball, meaning like planned runs. I think he scrambles today. Yeah. So I think another great game today. Kind of a snooze fest, I think. Broncos Jags.
Teddy Two Gloves.
Teddy Bridgewater going trying to get that spread again. ATS numbers is like ridiculous for him as a starting quarterback.
Like 23-3.
Yeah, not bad.
22-3.
So I think he tries to do that today. Do I think he accomplishes that? I'm gonna say yes.
I am all over the Broncos.
So I don't think the Jaguars on defense have anything to stop this offense whatsoever. We saw what Melvin Gordon did against your Giants in the week 1.
I don't. That's all skewed because of 170-yard touchdown.
Exactly, he broke 170-yard bomb.
Yeah, okay, you get rid of that. He's like 14 or 13 for like 40.
Okay, how about the rookie went 11 for 45?
Yeah, again, I think
that's 4 yards a carry, my boy.
Yeah, I think they're gonna pound the ball on Jacksonville because they're gonna get up early.
They're gonna pound the ball.
They're gonna get up early.
Melvin Gordon over 44.5 rushing yards. How about that?
I have Javonte Williams at like 40. I have Javonte Williams at like 45.
Catch me outside. How about that? 44.5. That's not cash in the first half.
See, the only scary thing about that prop is I think, it seems like a 50-50 backfield, but they could just send Javonte because this is a throwaway game basically because they're gonna win or they should win.
They might They might put Melvin Gordon away in the second half, maybe the fourth quarter. But I think he gets there easily in the first half.
It depends on how they split it this week.
This
it was
is still
50-50 last
Melvin
week.
Gordon's back. This is still Melvin Gordon's backfield. Yeah, I'm so confident in that. I think it's like 60
Williams
60-40, 70-30. We'll see. Next game, Patriots at the Jets.
Oh, snooze fest. Holy fuck.
Snooze fest. Under.
20 points total. It'll be 17.
Really? Wow. Oh. Not much to say here. I don't think Bill loses to the Jets. Rarely ever does he lose to the Jets. I don't think he does it today. I think Mac Jones comes out and plays
quarterback.
Yeah, I think Mac Jones comes out and plays a pretty good game against his counterpart Zach Wilson today. I think Zach Wilson throws for a couple picks. I think Zach Wilson gets killed today.
Yeah, he doesn't have his left tackle and Mekhi Becton, so that's good.
Judon gonna be all up in his ass.
And the Corey Davis is probably gonna get locked up by Gilmore or not Gilmore's
not playing. J.C. Jackson.
J.C. Jackson or Jonathan Jones, so one of them.
Jonathan Jones had a hell of a catch last week. You see that? See that pick he got? Woo! Hell of a catch. So I think Jets get locked up today on offense. I think they stopped the run game pretty well, and it's gonna be all on Zach Wilson to do something today. I'm just not betting on Zach Wilson to do much today.
No.
The problem is on the other side, right? It's gonna be a run heavy game, like last week. 30 carries for Harris, probably over a buck. I think James White gets involved in the passing game a little bit. I'm not betting on like Aguilar or Myers props at all. I mean, Aguilar can't catch a ball for his life unless it's in his cradle. It still has that issue. I think Jonnu has a good game today, though. I think Jonnu Smith finds the end zone. But I think it's a low scoring game. I think Patriots might score 24 points today at most.
17-3 is my prediction for that score.
So another snooze fest, but typical Pats Jets game, low scoring, not too much offense.
If you're watching Red Zone, you are not going to see this game at all.
All right, 4 p.m. slate coming up. Here come the bangers of the week.
50 minimum
First
over
game.
under to qualify for these games.
Yeah, Vikings Cardinals.
All right. If the Vikings did not have these injuries on defense, I would take the Vikings in the 3.5 because I feel like this is a trap game. I think this is the trap.
What's the trap here?
I think people are overhyping the Cardinals because they beat a playoff team bad.
Oh, hell no, dude. Dude, this team is legit. Legit.
They beat the Titans? Who can you name a starting corner on the Titans?
Can you name a starting anything on the Vikings this week?
Pat Pete. You want to talk about revenge games? He's going against the Cardinals. Harrison Smith, Anthony Harris, Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter might have a day today.
Old.
Danielle Hunter's like in his 20s. I don't know what you're getting at.
Old.
But I'm saying because they're without Anthony Barr today. They're without some other pieces on the defense.
Everson Griffin.
They're without their starting left tackle. If
Kyler Murray's in there running for 120 yards.
I think they want to hamper down on his rushing attempts a bit. Because I don't think they want to. Because if he gets fucking killed on a run,
like, I mean, that's anybody though.
If he gets like Joe Burrow, then it'd be a tough time for them. But I'm not anywhere with the spread with the people out for the Vikings. If they were there, I would lean heavily towards the Vikings 3.5. Everybody's on the Cardinals. Seems like it could be a trap.
My best bet for this game is Cardinals team total over 27.
I could see both teams scoring over 30.
4 touchdowns for the Cardinals. I think that happens easily.
Because who at corner is going to stop Justin Jefferson or Adam Thielen? Because they don't have Malcolm Butler anymore. It's Byron Murphy as your best corner. That's not that great.
Mm-hmm.
Dalvin Cook. I mean, let's see if he has. I mean, he had a decent game last week, but let's see if he actually has a Dalvin Cook game. The one good thing about the Vikings offensive line is that they're good at run blocking. At pass blocking, they're absolute dog shit. But at run
Chandler
blocking,
Jones might have another game today.
Everybody's going to be overhyping him too because he got 5 sacks week 1. He's going to have like another 4 or 5. No. I think they're going to scheme block to make sure that he's double teamed like not 80% of the time. So maybe it's J.J. Watt that has the game today. If there's a guy to get a multiple sack game, it's going to be him. But like their front seven's good. Don't get me wrong, but their secondary, besides Budda Baker, who can't guard everybody, I'm not overly excited about or anything. They don't have 0 corners, and in order to have success in this league, you got to have one good corner on your team.
Mm-hmm. Next game we got is Falcons Bucks. My brother will be attending this game because he goes to Tampa.
Yeah, don't touch the spread for your life.
Yeah, I would not touch these big spreads today. I think Falcons have a chance to cover late, if anything. Matty Ice, big game today. Big game.
Yeah, because he's going to be throwing it every play.
I think this is a big game for him and his Falcons' future. If you get blown out today by the Bucks, you're 0-2 to start the year, 0-2, 1 at home, 1 on the road, but you can't recover from that. I think it's a huge game for Matty Ice, huge game for the coaching staff over there, huge game for just about this whole franchise today. I think you have to keep it somewhat close to be somewhat happy with this team. You still have a lot of weapons on offense. Kyle Pitts, Calvin Ridley. Plenty of weapons. I mean, you got to score some points today if you're going to stay close. So,
I mean, they're going to be probably strictly passing because Mike Davis isn't going to run for shit against his Bucks defense. So, Ridley...
Here's some news for you.
Let me hear this.
Some inactives today. Saints, Lattimore out. Safety Gardner Johnson out. Jameson Crowder out.
He's out?
Yep.
He was supposed to play.
Bradley Chubb is active today. So it doesn't really change anything. Just puts our bets towards front.
But the Bucks could easily just score like 30 in the first half and then just coast it the rest of the way. That's why I like Ronald Jones rushing over. It's like at 40, and he's supposed to start. Yeah, he fumbled last week and got benched. Fumbling's been a problem like his whole career.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the Daniel Jones of running backs, and then
just deal with
it. He could easily just break one. It's like at 42 or something. His rushing over under. Very easily cover that. But the Bucks have the highest implied team total on the day of like 32. I think it shouldn't be difficult for them to beat the Falcons, but that spread could see a backdoor cover.
Yeah, I see a backdoor cover by the Falcons.
Would potentially lean the under on this game because there's a good chance of it raining, and raining makes it more difficult to throw the ball and catch it. And we'll get to that in another game, which might be next to talk about.
This game
there it is.
How about that?
Yeah, I just know. But there's like a 90% chance of rain in this game. So this over a 54 looks really bad. Yes. I think this is last week we thought we were going to get a Derrick Henry show. We didn't. I think this week is the Derrick Henry show, especially with the rain. It's going to be run heavy, both sides. Seahawks do have a good run defense, but if you run the ball 20, 25 times with Derrick Henry, he's bound to get 100.
Yeah, I mean, Derrick Henry, obviously, his rushing yards is only 87.5 today. I think that goes over pretty easily. This is kind of an overreaction from last week where he didn't really show up that much. I don't think the Seahawks front seven is that good right now. I think Bobby Wagner, and it's basically Bobby Wagner versus the world. So I think Derrick Henry could have a big game today. 120 plus, maybe 2 touchdowns. Definitely a play in fantasy.
This spread jumped like crazy. The spread seems like a bit of an overreaction, but then now there's the narrative of Russell Wilson having huge motivation for this game. His mentor passed away this week. And when there's like a death game involved, especially with a quarterback, like they play on another level. So I don't know if it just means he's going to be super efficient or if it means he's going for like 350 and like 3 touchdowns. But I like the Seahawks in this game. The spread could be worrisome because the Titans still do have an offense. Let's not forget about that. They have A.J. Brown. They have Julio Jones, who dropped a stinker last week, and everybody thinks he's washed like the person to the left of me. What, you're going to act like you didn't say that last night? They still have the best, like, pure, like, running the football, running back in Derrick Henry. Offensive line, decent, even though Taylor Lewan got cooked by Chandler Jones, and he addressed it on Twitter.
He got roasted.
Both secondaries are complete garbage. They each have one good safety, and that's about it. If it wasn't raining, if the weather wasn't going to be this big of a factor, I would hammer the over. But with the rain being a thing, it's going to be a lot more difficult to catch the ball in the rain. The Seahawks, first home game of the season, Seahawks don't lose at home in the opener. But I think if I was going to take a spread, I would lean the Titans.
I mean, this is a good game to, I think, throwing a teaser here. I think Seahawks both win at home today in their opener. So I think Steelers.
He's gone. I'll finish what he was going to say. This Seahawks Steelers teaser. You get like a 6-point teaser on that. Brings it to like a pick 'em in a half a game or half a point. Both should easily hit that.
Wow, that just happened. Holy shit.
Anyways, I took over for you and I explained that teaser for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think Seahawks pick 'em 7-point teaser could be a good play today at -130. That's great value, I think, with both teams winning. But,
absolutely.
Right. Moving on. Let's see where we're at. All right.
Let's talk about this. this game. Cowboys and the Chargers. Absolute shootout. This is going to be points everywhere. Herbert and Dak going for over 300 apiece. Keenan Allen, 10 catches, a buck 29, and 2 tutties. Amari and CD combined for 250 and like 2 touchdowns. Sneaky play are the tight ends in this game. Both of them saw a lot of volume in the week 1. Like Jared Cook had 8 targets. Herbert loves Jared Cook for some reason. Everybody hates Jared Cook except for Justin Herbert. And then Dalton Schultz, who some people didn't even think would be the starter last week because Blake Jarwin was back, but he saw 6 targets.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a big offensive game. LA, it should be nice weather. The only problem for me is the Cowboys suck on the road when it comes to like winning and losing. So I am leaning heavily on the Chargers.
Obviously, one of our big plays today is in this Cowboys-Dallas game. You can hit either one of us up at Shane Will on Twitter and GoGetEmSports or Adam Danis34 on Twitter, and we'll give you our whale today for free if you say you're from the show. One of our whales is in this Dallas Cowboys game. And Chargers game. I'm not gonna say what it is today, but we'll give it to you free if you say you're from the show today. But I think Chargers. I think obviously it's a shootout. 2 great quarterbacks, 2 great offenses, 2 suspect defenses, especially in the secondary. I think Joey Bosa might have a game today because that line's pretty banged
Cowboys
up.
are on their 3rd string right tackle.
So I think Bosa could have a game. I'm staying away from Zeke. I think this is gonna be a shootout throwing the ball today. So another possible shootout. Sunday Night Football. Chiefs Ravens. Our second whale of the day today is in this game. Again, hit us up at GoGetEmSports, Shane Will, or Adam Danis34 on Twitter, and we'll give it to you free if you said you came from the show today. But Chiefs Ravens, obviously, we're pretty heavy on one side. We're not going to talk much about this game because of that. But I'm just going to say one thing. Pat Mahomes is 27-0 in September with a passing rating of 130. So, moving on to the Packers-Lions game. Monday Night Football. Packers-Lions. Packers got blown their asses out by the Saints. What a disappointing week 1 by Aaron Rodgers. He did not look like he gave one fuck about the game at all. Do the Lions have any chance of covering this game?
Yes.
Ooh, look at what we got here.
Backdoor
cover.
Okay,
a little backdoor cover by the Lions.
Jared Goff showed last week when they were down big that he'll just huck the ball everywhere, and he brought it back for the Lions covered. If you got the line at like 8.5 or 8.5 or 8, screw you. My name's Jared Goff. On the road in Green Bay's first home game. I think the Packers were just underprepared because of like Rodgers not being there for the full amount of time in the offseason. Couldn't build that rapport with the team. Like some of his teammates, obviously, he has like good connections with, but some other like get the rust out of there. Nothing was really working. Saints defense was applying a lot of pressure. I see a complete bounce back from Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to McGregor walk on that field and just dot up the entirety of the Lions.
Wow. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, everybody's going to be clowning him because he was holding out and then he put up a dud.
What does our boy Stephen A. say about Aaron Rodgers?
He's a
bad man. 350 plus, 3+ touchdowns, no turnovers. I think he absolutely slaughters this Lions team Monday night. 35-7. 35-10, 35-13, something like that. Slaughter.
All right. I also want to address the fact that some people think there's a conspiracy that Aaron Rodgers is throwing games.
Dude, come on now.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Dude, that would be so embarrassing for himself. He has too much of an ego to do that to himself. He would not do that. Absolutely not.
And everybody's like, it does because it doesn't look like he cares when he was talking about how they got blown out 38-3 on the Pat McAfee show, and he's like, just go on to the next game. What do you want him to do? Just hang his head in shame because he lost the game?
No, you don't want to talk about that.
He's the leader of the team. He doesn't want to seem like he's defeated in any kind of way. I don't think he's defeated in any kind of way. I don't think he cares.
No.
Regular season record does not care. As long as you make it to the postseason, who gives a fuck?
Yep. Because once you get to the postseason, if you lose, and you win, you keep moving on.
Look at the Bucks last year. They were not the greatest in the regular season. Yeah, they won 11-5 or something like that. At one point, they were 7-5. People were questioning that they weren't even going to make the playoffs, and then they went on a tear.
Yeah. So I think Packers show up this week. I think Matt LaFleur, if he does not show up this week, is on a little bit of a hot seat going forward.
I would not. No.
All right. Before we head out today, do you have any upsets for this week?
I still think the Bengals can beat the Bears. I would just say, as a betting person, it'd be kind of good for you to bet on the Bears just for the fact that everybody's betting on the Bengals. The Panthers beating the Saints, I think that one is a big one. Hold on, I have my shit right here with my picks.
I'll go first, and once when they're doing that, I have Panthers beating the Saints today at plus 135. I have the Bengals winning at plus 105. I got the Eagles winning at plus 130.
Oh, you're on the Eagles now, huh?
Yeah, I switched. And then I have the Cowboys at plus 140. And that's about it.
If the Vikings did not have all the injuries, I would have been on them. And then I have the Panthers. I have Cincinnati. I think that's about it for my upsets. I would still watch out for Minnesota because this will be a proving test for the Cardinals, in my opinion, to see if they're legit or not. Like last year, I was all over the Cardinals. I picked that game against their first game against the Seahawks when that went to overtime. It was crazy. I had the Cardinals winning that from the jump. But I think people kind of need to slow down the horse with this Cardinals Super Bowl contender garbage. They could very easily not make the playoffs just because of how loaded the division is.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be able to see Kyler Murray on a consistent level because last season there were games he would throw for 90 passing yards and get completely torched. So I think that's a big one, especially at home. Big prove it game for Kyler Murray, even though people already think he's the MVP.
I mean, he's obviously a candidate after last week. I think this week's a huge week for him and that team and Cliff. But I think they go 2-0, man. I'm not betting against this offense. I think Cardinals win today. So that's my final pick for today. Anything else you got for this?
If you have any fantasy questions, just tweet me.
Actually, let's talk about fantasy football. We got some time. What's your favorite quarterback for this week?
Favorite quarterback? I mean, probably Kyler because he has rushing up. Any quarterback with rushing upside has big, good playability. So Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts. Lamar's in a bad game script technically, but still him. Or if you just want to go to the big time games, it's Dak, Herbert, Brady.
I think Dak and Herbert both have huge games. I think Dak's passer over 285 could be a huge play too on a prop.
285, I see it over 300.
No, I think I saw under 300.
I don't know, but I don't know who could be. I think everybody hyping up Elijah Mitchell may need to calm down for fantasy because Trey Sermon is playing today, and they could easily just split the backfield. So, I mean, I'm starting him in fantasy. Don't get me fucking wrong, but I mean, I'm not expecting like a 20-point game out of him or anything because he's going to be starting quarterback or running back. I mean, if he's starting a quarterback, it might be a problem. But if this dude's available in free, this is my sleeper pickup of fantasy, and it's a kicker, so it's fucking who cares. But Evan McPherson of the Bengals, this dude has star written all over him. He's a rookie. No one's probably drafted him because he's a Bengals kicker. But I think he could be a absolute stud. Next Justin Tucker. Next Harrison Bunker, whatever you want to call it. That's who I'm going with.
Awesome. All right, buddy. We're going to hop off, get ready for some football about an hour. Any last words for the dudes?
I'll see you guys at the cash window.
Yes, sir. Hit us up at GoGetEmSports. Again, 2 whales today. Must go 2-0 or your money back and a free week of VIP if we don't go 2-0 today. 2-0. Must go 2-0. 2 huge whales. I think both these are going to smash. Yesterday, our whale went 1-0. Cash in 20 minutes. Alabama first half team total over 20. Cash in the first quarter. We're hot right now. Hit us up. We'll get you going. We'll catch you guys next week. Every Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. We'll catch you guys later.